Today we got a special guest for you.
I'm Michelle.
Nice to meet you, Michelle. That being said, first of all, how y'all day going?
My day's going good. How's yours?
Oh, same. I'm in a great spot. It's a lovely day outside, and everything's good.
I believe it's kind of cold to me. I don't know. I just don't like cold. It just gets. But at the same time, visually, I will say it is a nice day.
It is. It's not cold. Feels nice.
It's nice outside, you know. Not too hot, not too cold. It's like football weather right here.
Football weather?
Like, yeah.
I guess.
Pad up, put on the cleats.
It's a lovely fall day in Texas.
I'm waiting for the summer. I know that's crazy to say in Texas.
It's hot.
But
summer in Texas is hot.
I'm used to summer.
It's like fish grease hot.
I prefer summer.
Yeah, nah. I'm good on that.
I do.
Fall's the best time. It ain't too high, it ain't too cold.
Is.
You can wear a dress, you can wear a skirt, you can wear pants, you can wear shorts. You don't have to bundle up. But then you don't, if you want to, you take off as much as you want.
I just need Adidas tracksuit weather. You know, even though this is technically that, but that's what I wear in the summer. So when it gets cold for real, I'm just not. I'm not good.
When does it get cold for real in Texas, though?
Right now.
It's not cold.
Nah,
Right
February when we had that snow apocalypse and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Different time.
we got all that snow that we really never had.
Well, you know, technically Texas don't be getting snow. We be getting ice.
Yeah.
Well, we got ice, but we got a lot of snow. Like last year and the year before, we got a crap load of snow.
Okay.
Yeah, I was living in an apartment a couple of years ago when the snow apocalypse happened, and we had to go get water from the community pool.
Oh, the flush toilet?
Yes.
Because all the pipes started bursting and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of people. Stuff just started flooding because the pipes just bust.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, you got to let them faucets drip. And some people see that sign every day, drive right past it and see it and just won't do it. I be like,
The
look.
water was freezing in the pipes, even with the drip.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But
Drip,
running
drip.
water, too, it's a little harder to
Follow the
freeze. Follow the drip. Follow. What's that?
What was that house party? Follow the drip, follow the drip.
Yeah. All right. So, let's shoot the breeze. On a podcast called Tonight's Conversation Uncut, they bring up, should sex be an expectation in marriage?
I just thought, like, it got so many views, but I thought that was about the stupidest thing ever. And I'm like, yes, sex should not be the main reason you get married. But if it's not an expectation in marriage, then why are we doing, like, I'm not saying why are we doing this. I'm saying, why would I commit to only being with you if we can't fulfill each other's needs like we need to? And sex is a need.
Agree. How I think about it is, expound.
Feel free.
Sex is not a need. It is a want. It is a very
Is a
strong
need.
urge, but it's not a need.
First of all,
There are
we're not
people-
going.
There are people walking around this planet right now that have never engaged in sex.
How many? The rare few.
Don't know.
But what I'm saying is that's the rare few that have not engaged. Even throughout history, sex has been one of the main driving forces. Sex has always been a necessity.
Yes, understood. But what I'm saying is, it's still not a need the way you say it is. Because
Okay.
we need it to
So-
procreate, right?
Right.
Yes.
We gotta keep.
Be
the
fruitful and
population going.
multiply.
We gotta keep doing that. But to say that, I need to have sex is not true. It's just not true. If I'm not trying to make another human, then I don't need to have sex. And I don't think it should be an expectation in marriage, because marriages have lulls. I mean, it's a big part of relationships for me. Don't get me wrong.
My question to that would be, so if you're in a lull in your relationship, why take something that you obviously know that your partner wants? And the fact that they came specifically to you with this need, well, this want, just so we can keep it, with this want, because I want to be loyal, monogamous, all that. I brought this right to you. Hey, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now that we here and we trying to do this, and you say no, and he's like, well, we in a love, even though we in a love, I still want that physical. So at what point is one person's feelings superior to the other? Like, is there a level of compromise at any point?
There should always be a level of compromise. Like, we're not saying that, I'm just gonna stop having sex because I don't feel like it, or medical necessity, whatever is
right.
going on. Like, but at some point, if I'm the one that's not interested, I have to come out of whatever it is that I'm in and recognize that my partner has needs. Now, if I can't do that, then I leave my partner up to their own devices at that particular point.
Right.
Right. So my partner then can either say, I'm going to cheat, or partner's going to say, hey, I understand that you got something going on. I would like to be able to do this. We need to talk about this so we can move forward or find something else to do. Because in my mind, honesty is the best way through. Like, that's the hard way. So you want to say, get your shit together, or wait, can you cuss?
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Like, get your shit together, or I'm leaving, or I'm going to find a different outlet. Like, at that point in time, all I can have to do is respect that. Now, I don't know what kind of sex you're going to get, but at that point, I have to be like, okay, I have to do something. I can't just let my partner not
and
anything.
Right.
Like, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with that. My thing, when I say, okay, I want to make sure I say this the correct way.
Speak your mind.
Okay, my thing is, certain things, when you got into a marriage, you knew there were certain things you had to do in that marriage. That's why you got into that marriage. You got into that marriage, you knew, oh, love comes with this marriage. Sex comes with this marriage. Oh, us trusting, us talking, us communicating, that should come with this marriage. Like, to death do us part, all those kind of things should come with this marriage. Now, if you are sick, I 100% agree. Like, for example, like, at one point in time when my wife was pregnant, I was going through the ringer. I was like, man, but I was like, I'm willing to suffer those things because my wife is doing this for me. I love my children. I love my wife. And that's the thing. But if you're just saying, well, I just don't feel like it, that's an issue. Like, that's more of an issue that we need to discuss and come up with an understanding about. Now, yes, oh, she don't feel like it tonight. Okay, that's cool.
How long does that work for?
They ain't gonna work for too dang long if you like.
I feel like you got to know who you with.
You know the type of person you're with.
If you was with somebody twice a day, every day, you gotta understand his or her reoccurrence time is faster. They refresh rate a little bit faster than mine. I'm be like, look, twice a week, I'm good, Whereas I've asked you twice this week, at that time he asked you 14 times. That's different.
Why are we counting?
I mean, I'm just giving you
No,
the refresher.
I'm kidding.
I mean, but let's be real. Like, you keep count. Like, I know we shouldn't keep count.
I don't know.
I don't
Numbers,
what I mean by
numbers
keeping
run the
count.
universe.
I don't
Numbers
keep
run the
Like,
universe.
like, look at it like this. I'm not saying you keep 100%. Oh, what you said? You said no twice on Thursday. You said no 4 times on Friday. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
that.
but in your mind, bruh, it's been 3 weeks, and I'm struggling here.
Yeah.
And my struggle, if I'm struggling versus if you're struggling, like, if you know you need this, you should be able to come to your partner and like, hey, baby, what's going on? Let's talk about this. Let's get this together. Let's see what we have to do. Because everybody has a limit. I know everybody acts like there's no such thing as a limit, but there's a limit to so much a person can take before they bust. Pressure burst pipes.
Literally.
Yeah.
After so long of that pipe being built up, it's going to start to give way. And then next thing you know, now we come to the, well, why'd you do this? Like, and I've told people this because somebody said, well, you should just get a divorce then. Like,
I don't feel like, and after so many times, they're finally like, well, fine, whatever, and they just lay there.
I'm going to be pissed too. Because you knew you were supposed to.
But if I tell you I don't feel like it, but here I am giving you my body because that's basically what you've been asking for.
I mean, if you, part of that's also a problem. If you think that I just want your body, that's not. Contrary to belief, men would like the intimacy too.
Oh, well. But I'm asking in this particular situation, you're saying, can we have sex? Can we, we're talking specifically about sex here.
Yeah.
So if I say, okay, fine, I'm going to roll over, I'm going to mentally prepare myself, and that's it. Is that not?
I mean, what would be the difference between that and Angela Bassett?
I mean, it's a hand and a pussy. Are they not?
Look, I'm just saying. Sometimes that lotion get good. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you. Look,
that artisanal lotion.
There's a there's a connection that two people hopefully make. The way sex is thrown around these days, I don't know if they make that connection or not. But for the most part, majority of the time, you're going in there to make a connection. You know what I'm saying? Right. Sex, theoretically, through the release of endorphins and all those other things, supposed to make that bond stronger. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So if I'm coming in here and I'm like, hey, let's have sex. You like, I don't feel like it. Cool. Like I said, depending on the refresh rate of the person, I can get to a weekend and I'm like, hey, let's have sex, and then you just do your whole lay there thing. It's like, I called it sex, but what I want is an intimate moment with my partner. You know what I'm saying?
I want us both to enjoy this because it is no fun. I know.
I've already told you I'm not going to enjoy this. I've already told you I wasn't in the mood. I've already told you all of this. So what are you expecting? Do you want me to fake it?
Okay. I'll say it like this. Have you never been, you've not been in the mood and then your partner got you in the mood? Because I'm sorry, after I've touched a couple of times, rubbed and sucked and licked, basically if you're not in the mood, you're going to be in the mood.
Hopefully.
Like, if you're not in the mood after that, I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I don't even want it. I don't even want it because I don't want something at some points in time you're not in the mood. Just like, hey, as I've gotten older, there's a couple of times where I'm like, you know what? Can we just cuddle?
Oh, you better than me. I still ain't got though. I just feel like, look, I've
gotten
tired.
to a point where I'm like, okay,
Cuddling
I'll
is
cuddle.
nice. I don't care what nobody say. Cuddling is nice.
Like,
top tier.
Trust me, when I was in my 20s, cuddling was out of the picture. It was completely a no. I don't cuddle. I will never cuddle.
So rude.
I always said that. Yes, I've been a jerk most of my life. But
terrible,
when I got into my mid-30s, I'm like, hey, I honestly do like cuddling and different things like that. It doesn't always have to be that.
That's because you love and you like your wife.
Yes.
And per se, like cuddling, you
really like cuddling with that person.
Yes, you were just really here for your wife, which is so sweet.
I mean, I
that's
guess
beneficial,
so,
though.
because, I'm like...
That's ideal, though.
Why it sound bad when y'all say it though?
It shouldn't sound bad. I'm telling you.
I'm just
exactly
saying it does sound a little bad on there.
That's goals for people that
That's really is.
Yeah.
Because like you said, when you was 20, you was a jerk. At least that shows you what growth development as a person. I'm a better person. On top of that, I found somebody, unlike a lot of people out here struggling, fam. Just to find somebody that they would actually cuddle with.
And I love cuddling, but maybe for like 5 minutes tops.
You know what I'm saying? So it's different. You just gotta. What I'm gonna say is, we're going back to the subject.
Yeah.
going back to the
Ventured
subject.
very far from
Yeah.
Right. The term sex is an expectation is realistic. Like, hey, I got married because the expectation is there's only one person I'm doing this with. Like, I'm doing this with you. So if the expectation is monogamy, because, you know, it's a lot of people out there who married and they got different marital situations now.
Yeah.
So if your marital expectation is monogamy, then I feel like there is a higher expectation on you as an individual because of the parameters you put on your relationship. Now, if you somebody who got the polygamy thing going on, or the open marriage or whatever y'all got in the mood, that's cool. One person is love a Trojan horse for a lot of people.
Elaborate.
Okay. So I heard this. And they were talking about one of the things so many people worry about is they're so on guard from love because they're expecting the other shoe to drop. Like, the whole time they will. Dang. It's like, oh, well, I'm not going to give 100% because I'm just waiting for that shoe to drop. It's like, right there on the table for you. It's like, well, how you know how deep this love will go if you're always waiting for that shoe to drop? Like, this could be the best thing that ever happened to you, but you keep holding back because you're like, uh-oh, man. Oh, that's nice right there, but what coming with it?
That sounds like a really stressful relationship. That sounds like a really...
I've heard people
like a high anxiety, like...
I'm
that's
like,
terrible.
It's horrible to hear, but I'm like...
That's trauma and that's patterns.
Trauma, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna double down on trauma and patterns.
That's trauma and patterns because I'm in my hurt girl season right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm in my hurt girl season right now. So what I know to be true is that there are a number, and when I tell you I'm in my hurt, like I'm doing some work. Previous affiliation has me rude.
Oh, no, that's us. I'm just sharing it.
So what I found is a previous affiliation of mine, because of how he loved me, he was able to present these things in a way that I would understand from my hurt girl daddy issues. Like, I'm recognizing this stuff right now. Here I am, 32.
Understood.
I'm recognizing these things. So if I think about all the men in my life right now, I can only think of two that I felt like they actually knew me and they loved me. I've been married before. I have 3 children. They all have different dads. Right? And so there's a guilt process that goes into that because how come I didn't recognize that? So when I think about all the things that I do to get it done through the day, just for me and my family, being head of household, the whole nine, that's when that whole speech of I don't need a man comes in. Right. But I don't feel like I've heard that recently, but I don't need a man to complete me because I am a complete person. I am a mother. I raise my children. I do a good job at it. Like, I don't need a man for that part. But the part that I do need a man for is that intimacy that you can only find when you're in a real relationship.
Right.
And so I keep opening myself to these real relationships, and it'd be like, let down. And I'm not going to even say that they're not strong enough. I'm not going to say they're not smart enough. I'm not going to say any of those things because I'm a formidable opponent in a relationship. It's the fact that I can't get past the patterns of my previous relationships that's keeping me from being in a relationship. So I don't think it's a Trojan horse because I think all kind of stuff comes with other people. Some stuff that they didn't even know comes with people. So you don't really know what kind of horse you're gonna get. But
it's true statement.
If I open the gates, I have to be prepared for whatever comes through. So that's personally what I'm working on. So I think if
it's a real pain, like that really like, hey, I don't want this to happen again. So now you built this really elaborate gate, and then here comes the guy to the gate, and you like, okay, I'll take these locks down, let you in, but understand that this gate right here was here with a purpose. Right. Okay, so he finally got inside, and he hurts you as well. So now you like, this gate was okay. Let me build an additional gate on top of that gate. So now you have a fortified, elaborate gate behind a fortified, elaborate gate. So now,
then you got to build a moat because you know brothers can't swim.
yeah,
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So now you got all these fortifications, and the thing about it is, the next guy trying to get through, because like that's a journey. I gotta
Right.
travel through the moat, the gate, the alligators, the this, the that, the third, to finally get to the person. For really exhausting.
Right.
So it's
Cyclical.
yeah, it's like I'm not gonna tell you they're not built with purpose. They are built with purpose
Yeah.
to protect yourself. Every human should all those make that journey for the person on the other side
Yeah.
that much more,
Right.
So
And
you know,
I agree with both of you are saying, because I really do wish people would just keep it 100. Like, just honest. Like, you know what you really want. Now, I wish both sides would say, hey, this is exactly what I want. Hey, if it's a one night stand, cool. If it's friends with benefits, cool. If it's a true relationship, this is what I really want. A true relationship. And both people would know, hey, this is the real expectation. But I know on one side, a lot of guys will lie through their teeth about stuff because they're like, man, I may not be able to get through that gate unless I say this. And then I know some guys have always been like, oh, well, there's always that one person that know the tricks in the trade to get through the gate without even working and get
gotta
through the
animate
gate.
the
So
gate.
they're trying to do that exact same thing. And it's like, that's not really beneficial for the person because they may have more feelings for you versus that person, and
Right.
vice versa. So all these little things going back and forward, it's like everybody's trying to play the game, but they're not playing it to win the entire game. They're just trying to beat the level.
right.
So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm drawing it. Like where it's irritating me because I'm like, just be honest. But then I also want the other person, hey, be honest too. You tell me what you want, I tell you what I want. Like I talk to my wife all the time about things because I hate her not knowing. Sometimes I overly share and some people are like, man, you share too much.
Sometimes
I'm like, but at least you knew.
She knows.
You know
Yeah, that's
exactly
true.
what I
That's
said
true.
when I said it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, well,
I
nah.
have a question.
Yes.
Okay, because in my mind, and just because bad metaphor, but I liken this to my children. My children really don't lie to me, but when they emotional regulation versus, playing the game and all of that stuff, because that's a huge part of it.
I feel like a lot of people here you are, and I got what I got from it. So the key thing, emotional regulation, I do agree. We need to teach kids that, but we also need to teach kids and people in general, teach yourself, self-awareness. When I go and do this, why do I do this? Why do I like that? And if it's something that's not serving you, if it's something not beneficial to you, then let me stop. No, even though I like that, I know that's not good for me.
Yeah.
Look, I
It's hard
love
to say no to
I love
candy,
butter pecan
even
ice
though it
cream.
rot your
I
teeth.
love butter pecan ice cream, but at the same time, I can't. Well, I
Butter
do.
pecan go hard. Don't sleep on
That's just
butter
mine.
pecan.
That's just me.
That's not
Butter
even
pecan, black walnut, and
That's me.
homemade vanilla.
That's me. You know what I'm saying? You still, but like I'm saying, I know if it's around me, I want it. So the best thing I can do for me
Is I have it around.
is I don't need that around me unless I know, hey, I'm gonna eat that today. Tomorrow that needs to be out of my house. Why? Because if it's here, I'm gonna keep dipping in that pint. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's right there. It's right there. So, but that's like I said. we spend so much time trying to play the game. No, you gonna play the game and play yourself.
Yeah.
Learn yourself. Learn what you going into the game with. Hey, these are my strengths. I can identify this type of person, this type of person, this type of person. And when those people around me, they can approach me and attack me in this way, and this way. Okay, I know me. So I know the character I'm going into the game with.
So the game is the Trojan horse.
The game is really neutral. The game always been what it is.
Yeah.
It's never changed. The game itself never lied to you.
We just tried to find a better way to play it.
Everybody, because we got this this concept in our minds to where, like I said, you feel like everybody's your opponent. The whole time, is somebody trying to play me? The shoe gonna drop? Is somebody trying to get me this, that, and the third?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If everybody in the game feels that way, and we keep playing it, because it's like, oh, there's some big winners. Like, hey, I'm married, love my wife, I got a kid on the way, things are good. Married, 2 kids, good things. So what I'm saying is, when people see those big winners, and then they get to looking at it like, well, why ain't I a big winner? That envy, that jealousy is hard to deal with, because it's like,
I went through that when my sister got married. My sister married an amazing man. He's probably everything that most women think of when they think of a good man. I'm sitting there going, she don't even like working, and she don't cook. All this stuff went through my head, like, for real. And so I had to get into my own stuff, and I actually had a conversation with my sister, and I told her, I was like, I had all these thoughts, and I kept thinking, why not me? But I never really thought about, it should happen for everybody. Like, that should be the standard. It should not be the exception. It should naturally be the exception, and that kind of helped me kind of change the way that I looked at that. Because I'm happy for her. I'm happy for them. I love what they have. I like seeing it. I love that it's an example and it's out there. I hope they together forever, the whole nine. And I just hope they grow in love. But when, right after they got married, maybe like a year or so, that's when it started to sink in. So I had to come to terms with that. But that was my own stuff. And like I said, I talked to her about it. So it wasn't like I couldn't look at it. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror about it.
right.
But there's a lot of people that think that way, but they don't, like you said, self-reflect and be like, you know what? I'm happy for them. It's like some people build up that envy, oh, well.
That's a lot of work, and it's heavy.
And that's what I don't understand, because my wife was telling me about it. I busted out laughing because she was like, some of her friends were like, well, they didn't understand how she got married and all this kind of stuff. Oh, because my wife doesn't cook. I love cooking. I have no problem with cooking.
She found what she wanted.
She found it. She found, like, it's yin and yang. We find each other. We complete each other, kind of things like that. So that's why I'm like, everybody can find those things. You just have to make sure you're finding them with the right person.
And you got to be in the right space to receive.
That too.
That's
amazing. It's amazing. Right,
Yeah.
Because anything can look like a threat once you've been hurt enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm like, man, and that old saying, hurt people. Because there's a lot of people that will literally try to mess things up for other people just to be like, nah, I'm going to get you off the table. I've heard a lot of people try to say, like, I charged up one of our old friends because I'm like, hey, I don't care what you say about me. You can crack jokes. I love cracking jokes. But things I don't allow people to do, you're not going to talk about my wife. You're not going to talk about my kids. And you're not going to talk about my mama. All that other stuff. Like, with jokes. Don't joke about my wife. Nah, I don't play that.
Yeah,
nah.
it's not cool.
Like,
I ain't never been good at roasting. I don't see.
Well, because some people are trying to shoot those shots out there like, oh, well, I'm like, nah.
I ain't never been good at it. I do enjoy watching though.
I just be like, for those who can do it, do it. But me, you know, if I just start cracking with that's different.
Yeah.
That's literally only thing different is we got 2 different mamas. Like that's a brother. Like it really is. So that's different. I'm talking. That's different. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm talking to, I be like, look, fam, because I don't know where you coming from. You might be saying something you really trying to affect me in a way to make me feel something. You know what? Look, before we get too far off into this, let me tell you right now, I don't even want to go down that road with you because you ain't built that type of relationship with me. I prefer us just be good people, and I'm going to be on my side, you be on yours. We can't figure it out.
Simple and easy.
It's simple and plain. But that's just me. All right. Well, I hope we gave some clarity there. I don't know if we did or we didn't.
I will.
Okay. This Trojan horse is not. Like I said. Well, I'm gonna say it this way, just so I can feel like we completed it. Like, let's say you walk into a neighborhood and everybody got 3 gates. Everybody in this neighborhood got 3 gates, and they sold you a house with 1 gate. What you finna do?
Go build 2 more gates.
Build 2 more gates. Why? Because that's the standard.
Now I want to know why they got 3 gates.
They got 3 gates, but a gate lets me know they don't want me on that side. Why? They got 3 gates to prevent me from coming in. So that's not the most inviting house in the neighborhood. And if all the houses in the neighborhood got 3 gates, look, either they don't want something to get out or they don't want something to get in.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it as they don't want me in there. And at the same time, I don't want to be the house on the block with one gate.
Yeah.
So you go in there, you already, just because of what we see, we already built up these defenses. You enter it with defense because you already expect it to be bad. Like, you expect it to be bad because everybody got 3 gates. I'm walking around, everybody's house got them. So I don't see the point in trying to. It's not like it's a Trojan horse. It's just the houses or the people around are Trojan horses. We just all Trojan horses.
Like, I would just look at it like this: if you're seeking that love, if you're truly love is what you're after, it's basically you have to play the game. And I hate that you have to do it like that because people worry about it too much. But I understand everybody built up those defenses from it. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. But what I'm saying is the fact, if you want love, you're going to have to put in for that love. You're going to have to basically give that 100%. Because if you don't give that 100%, now the person on the other end is like, is she giving me the all? Is he giving me their all? Are they trying? But you may just be like, hey, I don't want to let that guard down because I've been hurt so many times. So for one side or the other, I look at it as, if you really want it, you're going to have to put in all. Now, I don't say put in all for everyone. But, like, I would never tell anybody to express it that way. But you have to be willing and able to say, I gave it my all.
Right.
Because how you know it's going to work or how you know it's going to fail unless you give it your all.
Yeah, when I left my previous affiliation, I felt bad because here I am. I'm divorced now, but I felt good because I did everything I thought or I knew to do before I left.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Hey, if you did that,
then you gave 100%. If you opened up all the gates.
That's why I was able to sleep at night.
Yeah,
Like,
as long as I tried.
and for
What
anyone,
I would tell you to do,
for
though, is go
anyone
figure out
there,
who your sister, figure out, hey, so you know you got him. He had to have friends before he.
Oh, they all married.
Oh, see, that's hard.
They all married.
and that's bad.
It's okay though. I started to realize I don't think I need to be married, or I'm not sure that I want to even be married.
Understood. But that's self-discovery.
Y'all know, y'all married.
It don't get me wrong, marriage is a lot of work,
It
but it has a lot of joy behind it.
It does.
And I wish that more men would actually talk about those good things about marriage too, because it's like, don't get me wrong, sometimes I do want to body slam my wife.
Oh,
But
gosh, not body slam.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest because my wife can. I love my wife so much that she can.
Push buttons nobody else can
Anything
push.
she does affects me. Like if she's happy, I'm like, great. I'm happy too because I'm happy that she's happy. If she's bad, I'm trying to figure out a way to make her more happy. But it may not have nothing to do with me. Now, if she pisses me off, she knows she pushed buttons that no one else can push. So that's why I'm like, I don't say literally I would do it, but in my mind, yeah, it came across a couple of times.
Metaphoric body slam.
Yeah, it's like, I would love it.
Yes.
It's like,
that's a different type of DDT.
hey, at least I'm honest about it.
Understood.
But
I dig it.
There's no woman in this world I would rather be with than her.
And that's beautiful.
I appreciate that.
But you cut everything.
I gotta get there. Why is it hard to hold your gender accountable?
This is a good question. Just saying.
I don't feel like it's hard for men.
What?
The world holds men accountable all the time. R. Kelly being held accountable right now. And that happened how long ago? I'm stating facts.
What?
He held accountable. You know.
Okay.
What you mean?
Like, I'll say it like this. I think men hold men accountable all the time. But hang on. Give me a second.
Bullshit.
Like,
okay,
hold up.
with the stressing.
Hang on. Let me finish, and then I'll let you go. I really want to hear from you on it. So, the reason I say this is I don't know a man that I would allow around me. Like, it's not like dudes are around letting dudes abuse, beat, hurt, or do things to women. If you are, you're a trash dude. I don't care who you are. Because I'm like, the friends that I hang around, the men that I hang around, I don't know one that abuses their woman. I don't. I don't know men that are out here, like they were talking about the whole idea of, you know, people don't understand that as a man, you're automatically assumed as you're out for the bad thing, gonna do something wrong. Like, oh, I'm a predator because I'm a guy. Or if a woman looks at me, if I try to do something nice to you, like I want to help you, I'm trying to help you out or something.
Yeah, but what you want?
Like, what am I trying to get?
What you trying to do?
I'm like, I'm just nice. Like, even at my job now, I'm like, I stay by myself for the most part because I don't want anyone to assume, oh, he wants something in return. I was just helping. I just want to help. Even with my friends, it's like, we help. It's like,
Right.
Now, I can't hold a dude way over there on the other side that I ain't ever met, ain't never seen. I can't hold him accountable. For what? He ain't going to listen one word I got to say.
True.
So that's why I'm like, but for the most part, men, let's be real, most men are held to some crazy astronomical standards sometimes.
Right.
Now there's some trash dudes out here that hang out with some other trash dudes, and then you're like, oh, well, why don't y'all hold them accountable? I don't know them niggas.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about them.
'Cause when it comes to accountability, like, don't get me wrong, even the trash dudes in the groups, I still hold them accountable. I be like, but it's in the name. Oh, that's a trash dude over there. I'm not ashamed or afraid to call him trash.
Yeah.
If you ask me, yeah, bro, you trash. Why?
Yeah.
You do this, you do this, you do this, and you don't do that. You trash, fam. It's life.
Yeah.
If you want me to change my perception of you, change you. I don't see why you care about what I feel anyway. Me and you not doing the same. We not on the same level.
Yeah.
We don't operate in the same way. We don't move in the same circles. I can't hold you accountable because, I can't hold you physically accountable because,
Yeah.
bruh, I'm going to see you today, and I guarantee 3-4 years will go by before I see you again. Why? Because how you move and how I move put us in two different spaces. And that's by design. So I'm not going to waste my time. But like I said, it's just like I don't put the dude out here who, you know, running on the corner every day. Not saying that that'd be a bad person or a good person, because there's some good people on, doing the corner work, you know. But if your character bad, I'm not finna sit you in a room with my people. not finna come invite you into my circle.
Yeah.
No, fam. That's your group because you chose that. When you want to choose something different, you can be over here too. Now, if you do something foul, if they ask me, yeah, that's foul.
Yeah.
What Bill Cosby did, that was foul.
Yeah.
What R. Kelly, that was foul.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not finna back down on the state. That is what that is. That happened.
Mm-hmm.
You're wrong for that. I'm holding you accountable. But does my perception or does that really affect them too generally? Probably not. They don't care.
At all.
At all.
So, to be clear,
Mm-hmm.
we're not talking about holding anybody physically accountable, but y'all think that men hold men accountable
For the most part, yes.
for the most part. Because
But I think society as well. But outside of that, go ahead.
no, society doesn't, because there's somebody I can pick. What's that dude's name? I can't think of his name right now. But so you have men who aren't taking care of their children, and I hear all the time about how only real men take care of their kids, blah blah blah, ABCD, whatever the case may be. We're not talking about why they're not with the mothers. We're not talking about family structure. We're just talking about him making sure that his children are taken care of. Right? There's no accountability for those men. Like, they still have friends, right? You want to say, okay, well, he's on child support, but he's only paying what the court has ordered him to. Still has friends. And even when we talk about the women that are involved with these men, because those men always keep women, right? For some reason, those men always have a woman, and they're still continuing to be with these men, not being held accountable. Like, they can get everything that they need taken care of, knowing full well that they are rotten fathers at the very least. And the same with men cheating, because there's always going to be a woman that a married man can find. There's always going to be a friend that married man can say, here, I'll tell her you're there. So, like, accountability for me, I don't see it. Y'all may very
still giving them what they want.
Right.
Like, and what I'm talking, still giving them what they want.
Right.
Like, and what I'm talking about is, like, I can't stand a man that can't take care of his children. You will not be around me if you can't take care of your children. Don't get me wrong. I know men that really want to be in their children's life, but they got screwed over and got screwed out of being in their child's life. And I know everybody comes up with this whole, oh, well, you should have fought harder and did this. I'm like, no. I know men that actually took valid and strong, like, trying everything.
They're the 10%. I got you.
Now, for a dude that can't take care of his children, you're not around me, because I'm like, I love my children every single day. I'm going to be in my children's life as long as God willing. I'm like, the people I hang around do the same thing. All the men, Rich, my co-host right here. I'm like, my friends, the people in my circle take care of their responsibilities. If they don't, I have people in my circle that take care of other people's responsibility, and I respect them for that. I'll crack a joke every now and again, but I'm like, I respect you for that, because
Not a joke.
because I'm a jerk.
That's just
Oh,
him.
okay.
That's what I do. It is never the fact that I'm like, oh, you shouldn't do it. But because I believe that, yes, men do got to step up. Men do got to take care of their children. But the fact of the matter, them trash niggas ain't listening to us, because they still getting pussy at the end of the day. They still getting exactly what they want at the end of the day. They still got some, as I hate to say, some lady patting them on their back and tell them, don't worry about it. Oh, he's still getting his feet rubbed, all that kind of stuff. So, at the end of the day, how are men supposed to hold other men accountable when the ladies aren't really holding those men accountable?
Well, see, that's not really the question that was on the table. The question was about holding men accountable. I am agreeing with you, which is why I don't understand where the but came in that the friends aren't holding these men accountable, and neither are the women that they're with, because there's always going to be a woman that's like right there.
Yeah,
like always.
To pick it up.
And some reason, you know, it's always somebody right there. But you know, people spin it all the time. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not.
How I would look at this, because at one point you said, so they just pay what the court said pay.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking at that, we don't necessarily, the fact that he would pay it means that maybe the money wasn't really the issue. And then when he's with his friends, his people that he is socialized with, you already know what that conversation like. Man, she got here, she got this and did this and this. She won't let me. She won't let me. She won't let me. You know that's what it is. So, and then how he justifies it to everybody else is like, if she ain't gonna let me do what she want to put the courts in the system and put that in the way. All right, she gonna get that, and that's it. If that's because that's what she wanted. She want okay, cool. And then men like, well, I mean, I would pay more, but at the same time, at that point, there's additional factors in there that I gotta look at that I'm not gonna invest my time in. I'm gonna be honest with it. I'm gonna just be like, he's saying that she a problem. That's why he can't do more for his kids because she got to be the bear. You know what, fam? As long as you doing what the court said. Because the court, when they put that there, they were saying, at least do this, fam. That's bare minimum. And we going to hold you accountable to that. How? But, look, you don't pay, we going to put you, and we going to start stocking you. And we don't want to do all that. Just pay this. So we know they get something. You know what I'm saying? Because I also got friends, like you said, on the other side of the spectrum. I got friends who said, hey, I was trying to get some money to my kids, but she won't let me know where she stay and this, that, and the third. So I went down to the child support. They got to send a check somewhere. If they're going to take my money, they need to let me know where my kids is. Mm-hmm. And they use that as a back way to get to their kids. Like, hey, you're not finna just push me out. So when it comes to that situation, it's hard to hold true accountability unless you have the absolute like trash dude. Like, I know you not paying. She ain't put you on child support, but I know you don't do nothing for them kids, man. You can't be around me.
Yeah.
But if you a dude who like the fact that you got this close to me, something about you that's good. I don't know if it drop off or fall off right before we get to your kids, but if nothing else, you meet the minimum qualifications. Yeah, you meet the minimum qualifications to where the court appointed that this much of your money need to go to them. If you ask me, because like I said, I'm still holding you accountable to a higher standard. Be like, hey man, I know you sent that, but did you at least go see your kids? Yeah. And when you see me and you see me with my kids, I'm not going to not have my kids around because you're around. No. Yeah. Hey man, my daughter having a birthday party. Go get your kids so they can come. I'm going, huh?
I'm going to say this. What scares me more than anything. Because I would love nothing more than be able to drop my kids off and be like,
what's it?
I don't. Okay, so my ex-husband married this woman, and she says to me, is it okay if he calls me mommy?
What?
I don't want to ever have to deal with that.
Understood.
I had to gather myself before I responded to her because what?
Yeah.
What?
I could see exactly where you're coming from because if me and my wife break up on next year or whatever, and God forbid she gets remarried, and I'm like, bruh, no, he got one daddy, she got one daddy. I'm here.
I don't want, and he didn't. That wife of his did not treat my oldest son well either. So I'm always leery about
putting them in that situation.
Who they have my children around. I don't. It makes me nervous to my core. So I question leaving my children with their dad every single time.
Understood. how if you don't mind me asking, how old are your kids?
2,
2? Okay.
12,
12, okay.
17.
17. All right, I'm gonna be honest. With the 2-year-old, I can see. Like, hey, I don't want to put you in a position because you're probably not in the position as a 2-year-old to communicate to me what takes place over there. But 12 and 17, look, I'm gonna give you the cell phone, and you dial the area code with them 7 digits. I'm on the way. We don't have to discuss it. We ain't got to figure it out. I'll be down here, and I'm gonna come get you.
And that's happened.
Right.
I've gotten
I can
and
understand.
that being said, hey, it's not at that point.
Listen, pop the tire getting over there.
Yeah, but at that point, the father can't make it where you tried to keep the kid away. It's not me.
Oh, it's
I'm
never,
just here.
It's never,
I'm
it's
just
never,
here to protect mine.
In my personal situation, it's never going to be me because I want those connections. Because I didn't have it with my. Well, I have it now. Me and my dad have a good relationship, but when I was growing up, we did not have any kind of relationship. And he would come, and he would go, and he would come, and he would go, and it just.
Yeah, understand.
But yeah, so like, if they were consistent and they came through, go.
Yes.
Go. Because I know that he's going to protect you. Like I wasn't sure that my son was being protected, so I'm like, no.
But that's logical.
Right.
I mean, that's a logical understanding. If I'm not going to send my children anywhere where I have to worry about their safety.
Right.
Like if I send them over their grandmother's house, their aunt's house, my brother's house, certain things like that, I know they're going to be safe. Now, my brother may be pissed off and say, hey, come get your kids. But I know that he'll kill for them. Yeah. He'll die for them. Like he loves them like they're his own. But if I had to worry about that, yeah, of course you should be hesitant. Right. If I don't care who's around. If I were to get remarried, which I don't think I ever would, but if I were, if somebody tells me that this chick right here is doing something to my kids or my kids don't feel safe, you gotta go.
Right.
Because the fact of the matter, they're here. They've been here. They're going to be with me for life. Them are my children.
Right.
So yes, I would expect any parent, husband, father, or wife, mother, your children, yes, their safety is the main concern. Now, when it comes to the other end, because I gotta give you pushback on this.
Don't listen.
I have to. It's a rule of mine. So,
it's true. Don't think he's just made that up.
He really it's a rule of mine. I'm gonna always get pushback.
Listen, we've had conversations before, and I see it.
My thing, but this is what I'm saying. I understand that a lot of ladies are out here saying, "Hey, I understand they tripping," but nobody ever says that these women are tripping. Yeah, it's like everybody's like, "Oh, I just won't say nothing at all," or some people adapt them up. Oh, she's a hoe. It's like me. If I call a dude a hoe, I'm gonna call him a hoe. Hell, I used to be a hoe. I admit it. I can say that. If he calls me a hoe, which he has at some time. Well, no, he's called me a wolf.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, and I'm like, okay, it is what it is. That was some
treatment.
Anyways, but not the whole idea partners. I'm saying is you don't see a lot of women calling out their friends or other women when they see them knowing for a fact that they're doing straight wrong. Like, that man won't be in that child's life, but you ain't gonna call them out. Because I'm hurt right now. Mm-hmm. Like, I understand you're hurt right now, but them children are partly his too. Is like it is unfair. Right. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Is like call out your sis in them. Don't just say, don't get me wrong. Men need to protect black women. I will 100% agree on that. Black men should protect black women. But I also think black women should protect black men. And what I say, I'm not talking about from white people. I'm not talking about from the police. Your sis and them. That's also protecting black men.
Yeah, part of that I feel like is you only like it's hard to hold people accountable when you don't have all the like I don't have both sides. It's not. It's like if you separated from such and so. All right, well, that's my friend, that's your friend, that's that. You know, it's the whole world and broke apart. And now y'all two separate worlds. Most likely, y'all got to be in the same universe because y'all got y'all little moons, your little planets, your kids with y'all. But for the most part, y'all in two separate spaces. Y'all orbiting the same sun, but y'all don't ever intend to meet on the same side again, right? Now you got somebody trying to figure out, all right, so what happened? I don't really know the guy that well. This is my homegirl. She said that this what took place. So, for all intents and purposes, as far as I know, that's what happened. Now, when you come to the other stuff, like when you said, if you see your homegirl going knocking some dude upside the head saying, I loved you, I loved you, I would hope you'd be like, girl, you need to stop putting your hands on that man, because if he put his hands on you, that's a court case. You understand? You know, that's the type of accountability I'm looking for. But when it comes to, you know, trying to dive into somebody's personal issues, unless it's blatantly obvious, like I said, if you a guy and I know you're not taking care of your kids, I know you're not doing for your kids, bro, ain't no need for you to socialize with me. Go on about your business, man. Go on do what you doing. If you live in a lifestyle that's not conducive with mine, or, look, man, it's best we just, I'm going to be over here, you going to be over there. If we have to talk, it's business only. What you need, what I need, you got that? Good. All right. And that's my way of holding the people that in my general vicinity. Like, hey, y'all, we held to this standard. We don't do that. You got your kids? Okay. You need to take your kids to a park sometime. Don't just say, I got kids with a woman. Spend time with them kids, fam. Go see them. Go do stuff with them kids.
Yeah.
But that's, like I said, that's a standard I hold the people around me to. When you get to, once you start either going up or down that rank, you know what I'm saying, you're going to find different situations. This might be some to say, in this field, you got to have a Ferrari for your child by the time they turn 13. Unfortunately, I'm not there. Even if I was there, I don't think it'd be a Ferrari. Let's be real. Yeah. But
Camry.
and if I give you the Camry, I'll just pray it ain't used. You know what I'm saying?
98.
98. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. I'm giving you the best. But still, like I said, for those at the level. Now, if we're talking specifically the interaction between men and women, avoid the kids. If a dude see a man hitting a woman, majority of the men on that side gonna have an issue with it. Mm-hmm. Now, are they gonna interact with that? I don't know.
I straddle the fence on that because I've seen, men trying to intervene and it not go well at all.
Right.
But then I've seen men intervene and he was able to rescue her for all intents and purposes. So I straddle the fence on, even when it comes to teaching my son how to move in these areas because, kind of like if you see something, say something.
Right.
So I don't know. But I do know that I do agree with y'all when ain't shit women are together. Yeah. They gonna promote the ain't shit. Yeah. They gonna promote it. And it's only gonna be a small group of them. It's never gonna be a large group of ain't shit women because women who have at least grown from that are gonna run from those women immediately. But all those women, like you said earlier, are hurt on one level or another. Either they've been played enough to where they like, oh, we just gonna get this money and we gonna go, or they've been hurt enough to where they out there trying to, vandalize and maim and possibly even, kill somebody. So I've seen some of this stuff. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Those women are always gonna find each other and they're gonna trauma bond and they're always gonna be the same type of woman versus like my friend group, all different kinds of women, but none of them are with the shit like that.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I know you know what I'm talking about. We were in a group together a while back.
About.
And the thing, he was in the group too.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You remember that group where we were over there talking and like no matter what they were just like niggas are trash, and I was oh my god, like what about the niggas are trash?
But
it's like
in hindsight, I thought about they were specific
to be trash
niggas though. I be like, I look, baby, I don't know if I'm the right one for the group, cause I ain't no nigga. I'm sorry, I just not him. I know people be like, but you, no. I know it's cool to say for some. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna sit here and put myself outside the group. There was a time where I said nigga all the time, but now I make it intentional. If you're young, you're young greatness, or if you're older, what's your name? Because I understand also that the words you putting out there affect the people you dealing with. So if you every day calling this child a nigga every day, then in his mind, yeah, I'm a nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you go back and look at it, and this is what that is. So when she said niggas ain't this or that, okay, I agree. I can't speak to that fully because, like I said, I moved past. I'm not in that world. I don't know many niggas. I deal with a lot of men.
But you know
I know of niggas. I've seen niggas, but I don't move like niggas. So I ain't gonna sit here and defend. See, I'm not gonna hold something that's not of me accountable. I can't speak for them.
But you gotta know something about them to know you're not.
Nah. You just gotta know how to move with. Because, like I said, once you reach the level. Once I met a friend group that was like, no, we held, there's an expectation on this side. You can't just be around us. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, understood. I'm not going to, because that's what niggas do. We men over here. Yeah. Like I said.
We trying to move with purpose.
Don't tell me you ain't took your daughter somewhere. You ain't took your son somewhere. Don't tell me that they walking around and they ain't got this and they ain't got
no
that.
Shoes. They ain't got good shoes.
What you mean?
I don't expect children to have all the J's or anything like that. But you should be willing to sacrifice and do what you need to for your children.
To get that done. Your wife. You got your wife. You should be willing to, hey, I'm going to do some overtime so she can have something nice. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, but then, too, you got to think about what that means to different people. Because for me, sacrificing is uncomfortable. But that's coming out wrong.
But there's the word though, compromising though.
Yeah, so I'm giving of something here, but your version of sacrifice is, well, as long as it fits within these parameters. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not it, and I'm still saying it wrong. It's not the same thing. So if I have to give time, sweat, blood, tears, money, and you feel like sacrifice is just giving up money to the child, that's different. But to you, that's what you're willing to give. That's your sacrifice. And to me, this is my sacrifice, and that's what I'm willing to give. The child is the only person or entity that will be able to determine was your sacrifice really worth it or not. Am I?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I feel like I've.
For your kid, if you sacrifice somebody, the only person that's gonna be able to tell you, like, was it worth it? Would be. Yeah. I mean, granted, self-fulfillment is a thing too, but if your objective was to better the life of somebody, the only way to truly know if you bettered that person's life is.
I don't. You know what? I'm just stopped because I don't even know what that's it now. I had a point and I completely lost it.
Oh, you're good.
I thought that's what you were saying. I was like,
I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's gone. It's gone.
Understood.
That's cool. What happened when you cut your hair.
It's cool. It's cool. Oh, okay.
Don't know why.
No.
Okay.
You know, there's like this thing about cut hair, new beginnings. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the first time I did it, I had just gotten divorced, so yeah, I was with it. But I don't know why. I mean, I had locks, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's just in my mind, it's just about doing something different. You know what I'm saying? It's,
but that's beside
either
the
way,
point. That's fine.
enjoy that journey. Hopefully you find out why later on. And you enjoy that journey, all right? But this segment is called You Won't Believe This, and it is brought to you by.
Oh, shout out to my beautiful wife as always. Love you, baby. Check out her on her website. Man, my Traces Like Mine, Yanni Like Mine, and Wasted Desires that she does with my sister-in-law. They have waist beads, they have ankles, bracelets, they have all of it. Is on is on Facebook and it's on Instagram. Yanni Like Mine and Traces Like Mine are also on Instagram and on Facebook. Check them out. WastedDesires.com is the website.
Some now, but I'm just saying they hard to come by. So good looking out.
Definitely comes up.
Shout out my cousin Mike. He do podcasts. My cousin Tyler Bailey, Luxury Clothes by Luxury Guy. Check him out. D-Mac, he's a barber. And anybody you want to shout out while we here?
Anything you want to shout out?
Just I'm here. Because the universe said it was okay.
Understand. Shout out the universe. All right. Kanye West is ordered to pay $200,000 a month to Kim Kardashian for their children, well, for their 4 children, but they have joint custody.
I had an issue with this, and
Why?
the reason I say this, they have joint custody. Joint. That means you can live with me, you can live with mommy. You can go with daddy, you can go with mommy. The fact that I have to pay you, and you are a multi-millionaire. I'm a multi-millionaire.
Well, he's a millionaire, but she's a billionaire.
She's what?
She's a billionaire.
She's a billionaire now?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know she hit billionaire side. But for me, I still have to pay you $200,000. Neither one of us are hurting for a dime. So all this should be, hey, you got your kids this week. I got my kids this week. Or you take them to, you want to hang out with daddy today? Oh, cool, you coming with daddy. I could fly you to come see me right now on a private jet. Like, but we still going through the whole child support thing?
You better.
Why?
You better.
It's like she just wanted to do it just to be a hoe about it.
I'ma tell. Oh, that is so rude. That is
Okay, when I mean hoe, I'm not talking about as in the.
For the whores.
Let's hear it out. What's your how?
That is ridiculousness. I don't know why men get it in their head that they're paying the mother child support. That is what? How many kids they have? Four. That's $50K a kid.
Mm-hmm.
How much money would he be spending on those children if he were still in the household? How much money was he spending when he was still in the household with those children? How much of his money, because joint custody or not, they sat there in mediation, litigation, whatever they went through, and they both decided that this amount was good. And the fact that everybody else is counting their coins is so weird to me. Like, nobody gives me child support. Like, you have to pay me the child support because I'm the one with the account, but literally every dime penny you give me goes to that kid. Doctor's appointments that are not free, because I don't know what kind of insurance they got, but I'm pretty sure they got to pay out of pocket, and those kids got to go to the doctor every single year. They have uniforms, they have school, they're celebrities, so they got to look like celebrities. They have a whole thing. So that costs $50,000 for a millionaire status per kid is chump change. Or not, she gonna have them kids most of the time. Kanye going crazy right now. We're not even really going crazy.
Understood.
Because he said himself that she has those kids more than he does.
Well, my question, because it would also have the variables here, man. Granted, I don't feel like, because we hit a $200K, but I don't hear, and we know Kanye would. I don't hear Kanye complaining. For me, that I ain't put out for mine. So it might make it.
But you couldn't see his kids.
Yeah, very much
You
so.
really wanted to be at his kid's birthday party. All the other things.
What I feel like is is more reasonable to assume about that situation is, hey, you getting the 200K, but the 200K is really just a buffer zone so that these people don't stop me from getting my joint custody. So you need to let me see my kids, because you already see he had an issue with getting to see his kids. Well, now I pay you $200,000 a month, which in reality, if we being honest, Kanye West go and do a concert in Dallas right now, he gonna clear far more than 200K one night. So all I gotta do is do 12 shows a year, which he's most likely gonna do regardless. Produce somebody's CD, and probably just one CD. Produce one CD, and that's all covered. But at the same time, I get the added bonus of I don't have to do that whole back and forth with you no more. Hey, this cop here with me. I'm here to get my kids. It's my time. I don't have to do. No. You saying you where? I'm gonna send you the money for that ticket, and understand I expect them to be wherever I am within the next 24. You understand? Because now I gotta hold you accountable with the same system. Because on the other end, we used to the system holding men accountable. Like, oh. But in his case, I feel like it's flipped. I pay you $200,000, and I had a headache of having to deal with you in that finding you thing. On this day at this time. Hold on a second. What? On this day at this time. Around here. I gotta see my kids, and you need to be where you can be, so I can see them. We'll let you take it away while I take this one.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I understand what he was saying, but
Kanye or him?
Kanye. What he was saying, but my issue is that Kanye.
Oh, I'm doing well. I appreciate it.
For a man that actually is willing to, and he has stated on numerous occasions that he's willing to do whatever it takes to be with his kid. But bro, I got coming out money. We are both multi-millionaires. And apparently Kim Kardashian is a billionaire now. So anyway, just to stick, we can't just agree, hey, we're gonna do what's best for both of our children. But if I ain't come with no money with that, I wasn't able to do it.
Right.
That's kind of where it's bothering me.
I would love nothing more than to send money to the other parent and be able to go off and do and be and live and not have to worry about my children, because I know that my partner is more than capable.
True.
That right there, that's the easy part. Like I said, I don't know much about the whole drama, but I do know that he said that she has those children most of the time. And if I can choose the dollar figure, I'm gonna sit down and do some real hardcore math based on statistics, and it's probably gonna be more than what's being received. So I feel like, as far as child support is concerned, no matter if it's the woman paying it or the man that's paying it, they got the easy part. All you have to do is pay. All you gotta do is pay. All you have to do is pay. Get you some little ice cream on the weekend. Come in with your little birthday outfit and, little laptop on Christmas. Whatever. Deuces, I'm about to go to Bermuda with Charles and them for 3 or 4 months, and then I'll see y'all when I get back. Meanwhile, you get to stay with the kids when they're sick and help them with their homework and get them dressed and take them to the doctor's appointment and make sure the PTA meeting is good. That is all work. He's not paying enough as far as I'm concerned.
Right. I said it. I still feel like I still feel like for some, what you just said is 100% true. Now we can sit back and talk about Kanye's mental status and all that, but I ain't ever questioned Kanye with his kids. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think I have either.
So put with all the anti-Semitic, all that aside, when I'm talking about the man, when it comes to his kids, his standing with me, as far as I can see, as far as it's good. So like I said, I don't really feel like it's a money thing. I don't feel like we looking at 200,000, but like I said, I feel like that's just on the question. Kanye West is gonna spend way more on his kids just because he's Kanye and he can. So
Agreed.
so I just feel like that's a number in the books. That's
Right,
what you
they
want.
Just put it down because that number had to go down.
A number had to go down, and the number's down, but at the same time, like I said, I still get my benefits. Judge said joint custody. In order for me to see my kids more and actually be around my kids more, I got my days and you got your day. I don't know if they split it up half the year here, half the year there, but he also bought a house right next to, across the street from them. So technically,
and I'm pretty sure he didn't buy that house just to get back with Kim.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not like, I don't know. What I'm saying is this. In circumstances on a certain level where the men are having extreme financial issues, or if they're not having financial issues, they just not responsible with their money enough to, they should not have went through the process of having a child with somebody. Because I'm being, say what you want to say. I'm a firm believer, get your finance right, then go have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Get your finance right, find somebody you love, and then go have a baby. You know what I'm saying?
That's so nice.
Right. That being said, Kanye West, his finances was right. He's Kanye West. He loved Kim Kardashian. Even when they was going through their divorce, he might say some wild stuff about her now, but when she was with the other dude, he was still trying to get her back.
Mm-hmm.
He found somebody he loved. He made kids. Now, like I said, we looking at it from a stance of the court system. Just like she said, a dude go and pay the bare minimum and nobody chastises him.
I don't sound like that.
Well, understand. Dude pays the bare minimum and no one chastises him.
There wasn't. No.
I'm sorry.
No.
It's the sinus infection. But the dude pays the bare minimum, but we also know, unlike Kanye, he ain't looking for no joint custody. That's your kid, that's your problem. Here's my contribution to that situation, and I'm gonna disappear. It's different.
Yeah.
If that's why I say in his situation, it's just a little different. Because I know, like I said, I infer from the information and the communications that went back and forth.
To you.
That's available to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like Kanye West is one of those dudes who go, hey, no, I don't deal with my kids. No.
So you think he put himself on child support?
No, I definitely believe that hey, I'm getting divorced. Here we go. This is just when two adults can't be adults, they go find somebody adult for them. So because there's people who don't need lawyers to do a divorce. I don't think you would need the lawyer to do is.
I didn't have one for my divorce.
See, adult. I don't need a lawyer. Look, this what I got. This is either he can't have that, she can't have that. Cool. How y'all dealing with the kids? Boom. Two adults can go into a courtroom without a lawyer and get that done. Like here, we figured that out already. I don't need nobody else. I ain't finna argue with you.
Money that way.
I ain't finna yell with you. None of that. We made this decision. This is how we finna move, and they move on. But when you got a situation like Kim and Kanye, I'm hitting you over Twitter, I'm hitting you over Facebook, I'm hitting you over Instagram. I'm trying to find out y'all ain't doing this. You got too much need for adult stuff. You need to just be an adult. Hey, I'm supposed to be at this baby birthday party. Where y'all at?
I don't ask. That's the one too much.
You shouldn't
have to ask.
Adults shouldn't have to ask.
Oh,
The fact that he's
You
never
should have sent me an invitation.
I'm gonna say it one time. I'm gonna say it one time only because I'm not doing the mental gymnastics to remind you of stuff. Like nobody remind me of nothing. I just have to put it down, write it down, remember it. So I'm gonna give it to you like I got it. If you're there, you're there. If you're not,
We're gonna keep moving. Yeah.
Can you say I didn't do my part?
Right.
Is that petty? I feel
That's
like
not
that-
petty.
I don't think it is.
First of all,
Grown.
it's petty for me to have to tell you twice, and I'm gonna explain that.
you don't have to.
Look, you got everybody got a phone. I think that's my wife.
Oh, okay.
Everybody got a phone. On that phone is a calendar app.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Use
It's
my
not.
list.
it's not many people who hand out physical flyers anymore.
Yeah.
I send you a text with all information. It's a picture. It's still a flyer.
And you're talking. Hey Siri, set up.
Boom. So don't come to me telling me, oh, you only told me one time. Take your immature self on somewhere. Start thinking. What's wrong with you? The bill collector ain't got to tell you but once.
Yeah.
He told you one time 10 years ago, and you've been paying on time every time, buddy.
It ain't the bill collectors. He has a phone for us.
Oh, you understand. But when you want to remember, you remember.
Correct.
When you don't want to remember, you got too many devices around you that remember for you.
It ain't important.
So, nah, stop. I'm not finna. I agree 100% with that. Nah, I'm not petty for only telling you once. You petty for not writing it down.
Yeah. If you cared enough, you would have wrote it down.
You would have. You. While she talking, hey Siri. Boom. It's logged in the calendar. And I'm walking on by my business. No. See how responsive that love.
She gonna remind you.
She gonna remind you. She gonna remind you. And that's just a real thing. All right. Let's get to this last point. Let's try to make this one a little quicker. A 30-year-old woman stabs her boyfriend for not helping with the bills. And that was in Texas.
Listen, I do not condone, but I understand.
But for you to stab him?
What?
I also
I'm like,
needed more context with that. Because I was like, when you say boyfriend, are we talking about like, dude you know in a couple months? Or are we talking about like is it like a serious relationship?
Yeah.
Does he stay there? Like, what are all these things? Because it's just crazy for me to be like, she jumped right to stabbing. I feel like, I don't know. If he got to pay his rent and you got to pay yours, I'd be like, that's what boyfriend and girlfriend life be at.
I don't feel like that's the first time. I don't know, but I feel like what happened was they set an expectation here and over and over and over and over.
The next day she just
And
pulled
then
out the knife and was like,
That's when you hit the big time.
Jab and twist. I
Do
feel
something bad to
I
you.
feel like that's what happened. Like a lot of times with women, y'all know it.
but my
sometimes it's
thing
just a stroke.
is, kick the dude out. It's like, oh, you don't want to pay bills?
She love him too much.
So you love him too much to kick him out. But I stab you.
What's going on? The
She
police
loves him too much.
categorize, the legal system categorize all those crimes.
Domestic violence.
Strangle and stabbing are both personal. So there's a level of
I
connection.
need to know what else happened with that.
That's just saying there has to be more.
It's gotta be
Like,
something.
I was just like crazy. Because he's the one that sent it to me.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, but I was also battling the sinus infection. So I couldn't do my due diligence.
You're doing very well, by the way.
I'm like,
I just can't in my mind fathom the amount of rage that might come with that. And she probably was so calm before she did it.
But I'm just like, what in your mind just said, now is stabbing time? It's like, okay, because I would say, you can get out. Oh, okay, you don't get out.
Every argument isn't. So, firm believer that anybody that's fully sane will never be able to understand insanity. No matter how much research you do, no matter how many, like, you're just not gonna get it. It's not gonna click for you. But you don't know what you're gonna do until that other shoe falls.
No, it ain't.
That proverbial shoe.
Like, there's been times, and you're right, because I'm sane, but there's been times where it's like, oh, I forgot a bill, or my wife forgot a bill, or I came up a little short, or she came up a little short. It make me just be like, you know what?
That's because you like your wife.
But if you don't like the dude,
no, she loved him.
so what? So her name Cassandra Gutierrez. All right, and
They say them Spanish women fiery.
and I just hate it that it's so stereotypical.
I know, and I was thinking that
with
too.
the knife, Hispanic woman with the knife, it's
like
hard.
That's your exotic woman.
It's no, black is exotic, baby. That's my exotic. I'm looking for you, black, baby. I found it. Cool. But they said it was at Thanksgiving, and she said something about this. He was 42, and they had been out of the bar drinking. She confronted him about not helping with the bills.
I knew they was drunk. That's not long enough to be stabbing somebody.
So, knew him for a year. Thanksgiving Day, after the confrontation with him over lack of help with her bills. So they let you know that he got his bills and she got her bills, right?
Yeah. No.
Oh, so they live in two different places?
That's what it say, because they said they went back to her place, which is they saying this is not his, this is hers.
Listen, if that was the agreement, let me see her.
Yeah, she cute. She got them eyes like I'm ready to stab you. Not saying that I don't want to be profiling, because black people been profiled.
Stabbed him because he didn't pay your bills.
Oh, and that just to be clear, stabbed him in the neck. The right hand, look, the neck, the right hand, the left hand, and the back.
Oh, she trying to kill him because he won't pay her bills?
Look, that's what she did. She went hard. That's what she did. So if you meet Gutierrez in San Antonio,
run.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Like, you know what? No.
That's
scary.
But no, I'm just saying, for you to stab someone like that.
Maybe they had an agreement and he just wasn't holding up his end of the bargain.
After a year,
She fully said, "You gonna pay my bills?" He said, "Yeah," and then he probably said, "I'm gonna be about $20 short this time." And she
I'm just saying, you sit here and tell me, because if somebody said they were going, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pay your bills. The first time you don't pay her bills, she's gonna be like, you know what? We don't need to mess around. We don't need this. Because I need somebody that's going to take care of my lifestyle. You can't take care of my lifestyle.
Yeah, I just feel like, look.
And you stabbed him in the neck?
The fact that she was able to confront him on multiple occasions about this, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that she confronted him on Thanksgiving as well.
Why didn't he leave?
You know, because she's like, I'm still up. Really, there's frustration that he got stabbed by. He got stabbed by frustration.
Why didn't he leave?
She was still upholding her end of the bargain. I'm still with you. I'm still laying with you. We went to the bar. I brought you back to who place? My place. You know, they most likely did their thing. And then she was just like, you know what? I gave out too much.
Cash out me the rest of it.
Get my money. And you know how it get. Is that the only reason you win for the money? You know? And
yes,
then she was like, I don't even think she said yes it is. I said, she was like, I told you when I got with you, because the conversation, according to what was typed here,
and she said it all in Spanish.
It came up too many times. You know what I'm saying? People got shot for less.
First of all, I'm just saying.
People got shot for, and she grabbed the kitchen knife. So it's not like
hold up, no.
By her grabbing the kitchen knife, that lets us know one thing at least: it wasn't premeditated. It was opportunity. I know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get the knife out the kitchen. If she had did it with like a Bowie knife or something like that she bought a couple days, I'd be like, that's premeditated. She was gonna stab him. She should have let him go.
I'm just saying, when you get that serious, you stabbed him 4 times. You stabbed him in the neck, in the right hand, then the left hand, then the back.
Did you hear me sing the song? She asked him them questions before they got started,
you know
and he said yes.
It's been happening for a year.
Look, you gotta think about the locations he got stabbed. That was symbolic, fam. Stabbed you in the neck, because every time I ask you about this money, you get to looking the other way. Your neck moving. It ain't right. You told me something, and you ain't upholding that. I stabbed you in the right hand, because that's what you supposed to be paying with. And then she was like, just in case you left-handed, I'm gonna stab you in the left too, Nick. And then she stabbed him in the back because she was like, because you owe me back money. Back pay, dog. for this
You know
work.
what?
I was
And on
doing.
that note, you know what? We about to get out of here.
It's symbolic. That's all I'm saying.
We about to get out of here. Wow.
This has been another episode of Something for the People. Anybody else you want to talk about before we go?
No, but if you want to pay my bills, please reach out.
Okay. And she'll make sure you in a kitchen-free environment for while y'all the
Only on the weekends though, because I don't have time for that other stuff.
understood.
That's right.
Cool beans. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It is something the number 4 DA people. Find us on Anchor, anywhere you can get podcasts. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, because we do video as well. Thanks for tuning in.
Y'all be easy.